Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see, but I don't bring a lot of light with me when I do these long hikes. But I'm going to use a little bit of a combination today. I'm going to an area where I know there's some good edge, and when I'm talking about edge, I'm talking about transition zones, different type of terrain or different types of vegetation. In this case, it's going to be going from the very top where there's no trees and briars and hawthorns into tall timber. So you got actually two edges there. So I'm gonna go in there where I believe deer will be moving, and I'm hoping to have a little bit of luck. So that's the combination I'm using today: a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of luck. So we're gonna get in there as quick as we can. The temperatures are right around that 49, 50 degree mark, so it's not too bad this morning. So hopefully we won't be sweating as much as we have been in the past. We're gonna try to get in there and get this early morning hunt on, and maybe with a little luck, we'll see a good buck.
Okay, in this situation, I'm hunting an edge, and basically if you look straight ahead, 11, 12 o'clock, you're gonna see a green area. That's the shorter growth trees that I was mentioning to you earlier. Those feed into some briars and thick brush. And then to my left is gonna be more bedding area, thicker beech nuts with some tall timber also. So I'm hunting in almost an L shape, but I made sure when I set up that I'm downwind from those areas, and I'm not allowing my scent to blow into those areas that I'm hunting and potentially spook the deer. So I'm just sitting on the ground with my muzzle loader. Obviously I've got blaze orange on because it's a requirement in my state, and I'm using my glasses often just to try to locate the smallest part of a deer, whether it's a ear flickering, the shine of an antler or a tail. Just trying to stay as cognizant as I can and stay aware of my surroundings.
See how thick this stuff is in here? This is that transition I was telling you about. You got big timber in here. And then on this other side, it'll be difficult to see with the sun. That was hawthorn apple trees, so they're 20 feet tall. Now you're going to this big growth timber, 50 or 60. And somehow a lot of these little beech trees grew up. This is some really good bedding areas, and I was hunting adjacent to that this morning just across that creek. Definitely a good place to hunt. The prime movement's over, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hike on up. I'm about 400 feet up right now. Started out 3,400, so I climbed 1,000 feet, 2 miles deep.
Okay, here's an additional area that I hunted also. That's not actually at the top of the mountain, but this is an area where there was a select cut and it's adjacent to full timber. In other words, the timber has not been cut, and these two young deer are foraging for food. And as you'll see here in just a few seconds, that the competition for food starts at an early age. These are two yearling deer. Obviously I didn't shoot these because in my experience, sometimes if you shoot smaller animals that look like does, they turn out to be button bucks. So let these two deer go, but at the same time, it goes to show you that the competition for food starts early.
Okay, we're gonna put a wrap on this. It's self-filming, I tell you. It gets kind of interesting because I'm just trying to estimate how far away to get from the camera. So hopefully I got a pretty good picture here, but came up to the top of the mountain. We're about 5,300 feet. The temperatures this morning were right on that 49, 50 degrees. So it wasn't a bad morning. I mean, it wasn't super cold, but it was better than the 60s. The weather's changed up here quite a bit. It was clear. Now it's overcast. The wind's starting to pick up, blow a little bit more, which is a good thing. You know, maybe the deer will move. Maybe there's a front coming through. Get them to start feeding. But primarily came up here to sit on the edge that we had this morning, and that's what we did. And you know, once I felt like the prime deer movement was over, I wanted to circle around up here just to see if I could get something moving around that midday point. I scouted probably 30, 40, 50 yards into the bedding area. So I was right next to the bedding area. So I mean, just adjacent to it. There's a tremendous amount of trails coming in and out. I didn't find any rubs, and that's what I was wanting to find, was some rubs coming out of the bedding, going across that creek. So I have to do some more scouting. We'll keep looking. Muzzleloader only lasts about 4 more days. It goes through the 16th in my state. So we have an early season here. So I'm gonna try to capitalize on it. So hopefully we'll keep after it and maybe we'll get something on the ground. See you next time.